That's Janine with Happy from her brand new album Pain and Paradise. The Kiwi artist is now based in LA after a career that's had its share of ups and downs. But as it turns out, this song reflects how she feels being an independent artist in 2025.
No, it won't always hurt like this. And even if it hurts like this, I'll still be grateful forever. I wanna be happy.
I'm very happy with how things are now. I love sort of being able to do things the way that I want to without sort of having to go through a lot of different hoops. But for me, it's interesting because I was independent to start with, and then things went well. And then I was with a label for 5 years, and it didn't with a major, which my career didn't really go anywhere. It kind of went down, and then I've been independent again for at least 5, 6 or 7 years again, and it's been taking off. So it's been really, really great to just be able to um, pick sort of who I want to collaborate with. And it's just, I said, I kind of broke things down to its core again and got stayed very, very involved in everything from all the art to the editing and everything. And now I'm at a place where I'm still doing everything, but I'm building amazing creatives around me that I can share
Uh-huh.
those experiences and that work with. So yeah, I personally love it. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but to
Well,
be
I'm
honest,
sure
I
it
think
is.
it's a lot of work anyway. Yeah.
Some people are built for it and some people aren't. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are other people
Yeah.
who are like, look at all the stuff that you have to do and just go, there's no way I can do that.
I mean, I'm doing it, but yeah, I mean, it's been like 15 to 18 hour days for like months just because I am also so, I don't know, meticulous on the things and the way I want them to be, and I really care. So I think yeah, I am definitely after I've got the album comes out and then I go on tour for a month as well. And then after that, I actually plan on I'll be back home um over the summer. I usually come back for Christmas and New Year and stuff. But recently, for the last few years, I've been working while being home. This time I plan to just be home,
Uh-huh.
relax, sleep, visit the wineries, visit the beach, and
There you
just,
go.
yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. So the album is Pain and Paradise, and
Yeah.
there's 16 tracks, so it's a fairly substantial bit of body of work there. And there is a, a title track, as it were, just a short spoken kind of over musical thing that kind of, what will you tell me what that means to you, the title and that track.
I couldn't separate pain and paradise because I think that they always coexist. I think that there is beauty in pain. There's beauty in the memories, even if they hurt, because you know that they won't repeat. And all you can do is just focus.
So yeah, so Pain and Paradise, and yeah, like the interlude that I do like the speak on,
Yep.
it just kind of encompasses that I feel like pain and paradise always coexist. I think that most people are experiencing both, even if at one time you're 99% just happy, there's always that like little bit there, or it can be the other way around where everything feels sad, but there's still that bit of joy and hope. And for me, it's been very been made very, very obvious to me because after like I talk a lot about and the songs a lot about unexpectedly losing my dad in 2021.
Right.
And it's been the hardest, like this project has been the hardest thing ever. And a lot of the time I'm just very, very, very down. But at the same time, I feel this absolute gratitude for having had something worth losing. And I came up with the title because I was back home and at my family house, and they live in Tasman now. We from out just outside of Auckland, but they live there, and it's the most stunning place in the world. And I remember just being in absolute the worst pain I could ever imagine while looking at the most beautiful scenery you could
Right.
ever imagine. And I just remember being like, wow, this is the most absolute pain in paradise. And so that's when I was like, I want to make the album called Pain and Paradise because there's kind of both
Yep.
moods. Like there's songs that are more on the paradise side, songs that are more on the pain side, but there's always, I feel like, a bit of both. Like I tried to separate them into an A side and a B side of happy and sad. But it's very, very tricky because I was like, all this, there can be a happy song with that element of sad and vice versa. So
Sure. Yep. And I see you, well, you have Make You Proud. The song was kind of dedicated to your dad, it feels like, in the video with all the home movies. Was that difficult to put together?
And I just wanna make you proud. Now that you're not around, I promise I'll take care of mom, 'cause that's what you would have done, and make you proud of me. Running from myself, I don't think it's healthy, but I would run the whole world just to feel like you're still with me.
yes, yeah. So yeah, I did the editing and stuff for that myself as well. And I went through, so when I was back home in New Zealand, I was going through all my the cupboards and rating all the home videos, and it was quite strange because I've kind of avoided most of the time listening to watching videos or listening to things because it's just too much, it's
Sure.
sort of like one thing can set you off and you'd be down for days. But then I decided to, after Make You Proud, it goes into Dad's Interlude, which uses his voice off a clip of one of the videos. And it was really nice. It was quite like interesting because also with going through the home videos, you kind of hear these little conversations that were happening in the background that you didn't
Right.
hear. Like I
Yeah.
heard that, like they were filming us, but they were having chat. So I would get to have this little bit of insight about things. And it was very sweet, very beautiful. It was very, very challenging. Like this song, I I don't know how many times I tried to record it, but it was a stupid amount of times because I couldn't get through it without crying. And I don't mind a bit of emotion in my voice, but once you get to a point where it just sounds like like a sick person after a while. So I had to, yeah, keep going. I don't know how I will perform this one live. I've been going back and forth as to whether I should try and do it at the album release party, but
Right.
I don't know if I will have it in me.
Right. I understand. Yep. Yeah. It's got to be tough.
Yeah.
In general, are you concerned about how much of your personal self you put into these songs and your music in general, and how much you're willing to kind of share? Or
No, I think I'm one of the things that I've always been big on is being very, very honest and very open, and especially in my music. It's funny, as I've gotten older, in terms of like what I share with social media and stuff, I am much more private than I used to be. I used to just be like everything you see all the time. Whereas now it's funny because I'm like, with that side, I am more interested in keeping some of that for me and for my loved ones. But in terms of the music and sharing, and also on social media, sharing what those mean to me and things that I believe mean stuff to other people. Like I think, like again with grief, but also gratitude and all these things. It's stuff that everyone experiences but doesn't always talk about. So for me, music has always been somewhere that I put absolutely all of my honesty and feeling into, and I definitely don't hold back. And I think that's why I'm so lucky to have like the fan base that I do, we that the shows that I play, it's like everyone sings every word and connects. And
right.
it's I feel so, so grateful, but I feel like we really do have a strong connection because everything comes from a place of just openness and honesty and vulnerability as well. Like it can be a bit scary putting these things out, but yeah, that's what I do.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong. I think "Thank You for Breaking My Heart" is the next video that's coming soon. Is that? I haven't seen it yet, but I've been teased. So
Yeah, I am
fill
actually
us in on what's
finishing.
going on there. What are we going to see? What are we going to hear?
Thank you for breaking my heart. You weren't meant for this part. I'm happier than I have ever been. With a love that's all in you. Know you wanna go back when I was aching, picking up the pieces for you to break them, giving everything while never taking, but nothing was enough. You held me underwater.
So I actually shot a bunch of kind of visualizers that are kind of become music videos.
Yeah.
And like this one was just a fun idea where I am like folding in this origami heart that you can pull apart and it says thank you. But I ended up I shot a little bit of it in New Zealand, but reshot it in the States because I really wanted my friend who does the voiceover at the end to be in it. And we just climbed up, found this beautiful like rolling hill space in LA that looks like New Zealand, and we climbed up this massive steep hill with all the camera gear and tables and just shot that a couple of days ago. So I'm actually putting that together. So it
Oh,
will be
cool.
out. So it will be ready. But it is one of those things that is probably a late night
All
tonight
right, sounds
kind
like
of.
it. Yep.
Yeah. But it's really fun. It's playful. It's like a mixture. It's that juxtaposition of like a kind of a love song as well as a kind of slightly pulling the fingers song to someone else at the same time. So it's kind of fun being out with this beautiful like white tablecloth with a beautiful table like sitting in the middle of nature. It's got like kind of the same juxtaposition to what goes on in the song.
Gotcha. So when did this album start coming together for you and becoming a thing that you knew it was going to be a thing?
Well, I started the songs for the album honestly back I think in like 2020. A bunch of these songs, some of them have been out, and
Right.
I wanted to give them a home, which is why some of the older ones have made it on there. And then some of them I've rewritten since I started writing in 2020. And then, yeah, the concept came in 2021. But it's just taken, it's like I've not stopped working on it. I have no idea how it's taken this long to come together, but it's been a process, but it's been a long process. It's going to be very surreal when it comes out.
Okay. And who did you work with making it? I assume you didn't do it all yourself,
No, I didn't. Was lucky enough to work with some incredible people. So from Aotearoa, I worked with Eddie Liu and Sam Nakamura and Will Henderson. There's a few different people that I was able to write with and create with. Like, thank you for breaking my heart. That was really fun. I
uh-huh.
landed in Auckland from LA and ended up having a session, I think, like the next day with Eddie and Sam. And I had this concept, I had this idea for that chorus, and then we just hashed it out and it was really, really fun. And then I also did some work with some different producers in London, TSB and Munro, and then some different work in LA. So there was um there was a lot of people who have made the album what it is. I have a lot of songs that I've written and produced and done fully myself, but there's even in those songs that I have done myself, I have incredible friends who are instrumentalists who have come and blessed the song. So when you actually sort of, I mean, as far as albums go, I definitely know that I my one has a lot less people on it than is normal. But when you look at it, you're still like, there's so many people who have touched this project that have made it what it is.
Right.
And whether it's on the visual side, the filming side, the playing guitar, or even just being in the room or listening to it and making sure it goes on the album, there's just so many different people that I feel like it's their album as well.
All right. And it ends with a tune called Rockstar, which sounds like you have something to say there. Is there a reason it's at the end of the 16 tracks?
Well, actually, hilariously, that is one of the songs that I've gone back and forth on whether I put it on the project at all
Right.
over the years. I'm still sometimes not sure on it, but a few of my friends and some other people who I played it for are like, this has to be on here, and they wanted it to be on there. So I kind of liked it being a bit of a reprise, I guess, from this kind of letting people know that even if you're not there yet, like you haven't made it yet, or you're still struggling, that you are still a rock star, and it's kind of manifesting that. Like I started that song in 2020 when I was living in a studio apartment without AC, and it was a struggle, and it was one of the ones that I had to rewrite because I had sort of lines about my parents, and I had to change it to mum, and it's like these little moments that just feel extremely heartbreaking. So it's like
Right.
I was like, I've got AC now. So that's one thing, but then you're
All
kind
is
of
good.
balancing. Yeah, so like it's a balance of life. But yeah, I liked the idea of people, it's the same with songs. Like I have a song called Loving Me. I like the idea of people repeating things until they become true for them. Like I guess again, manifesting that self-love, that self-belief, and just kind of having a bit of fun and being like, just because I don't have it all does right now doesn't mean that I'm not a rock star.
Gotcha. And alluding to that fact, I mean, you've been making music on and off for quite a while now. What has the trip been like for you? How do you look back and go, I should have done this, I should have done that, or do you just look forward?
Oh, yeah, I do. I've got my brain, unfortunately, likes to take different journeys on different things. But I do think it's funny because I often find that sometimes things aren't what I wanted, but what I needed.
Right?
So often when I look at my career and stuff, I'm like, if things had worked out and the way I had wanted it to, would I be the person I am? Would I be happy? Would have I had to deal with other things? Like sometimes you need to learn things the hard way, and I'm
Hmm.
still learning. It's always a balance of like taking risks as well as trusting your gut. And, I know that right now I'm the happiest I've been in all aspects where I'm surrounded by people who I'm very involved and I trust them. And I've never been in a position before where I can trust the people I'm working with, and it is a beautiful thing. Like, of course, it would have been it'd be very nice to have been much more successful, like much younger, but I would, and still to be more successful, but I am very, very grateful for like where I am and for this journey.
If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.